People are so cruel. I don't understand how hard it is. I'll never understand how hard it could actually be to simply be nice to somebody. You know? Case in point, today's Mother's Day. I was at 7-Eleven and there was a young man that he was obviously like he had a retardation of some sort. And you can tell he had a speech impediment. You know, he looked like he had a retardation. Nothing wrong with that, right? He speaks to me. He says, "Happy Mother's Day." And I instantly noticed that he had a speech impediment. He had a slight retardation, whatever, okay? I'm not being judgmental or biased. I'm saying this because of observance. He was like, "Are you a mother?" I said, "Well, yes, I am." And he was like, "Well, happy Mother's Day." I stayed up all night filling out these cards for every mother in the world because I don't have a mother. So I wanted to make every mother in the world feel special. I do not know this young man. I've never seen this young man a day in my life. Right? So he gives me the card and I politely takes it and I have a sort of conversation with him. You know, thank you. This was really nice of you. Da 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 da. Just being civil. Being civil. The lady behind me, she wasn't as nice. And I was like, how cruel of her for him to offer her a card. And she was like, "No, keep your card. I don't want it. I just want peace and quiet for Mother's Day." Da da da. Being very dismissive to the young man. I was like, well, look at this ungrateful woman. Here this man is, don't know you from a can of paint. And he decided to try and make your day special out of the graces of his heart. And you're being rude and dismissive to him. You're being cruel. And the baby clearly has a retardation. Huh? So how cruel do you have to be dismissive to a person that's simply trying to make your day? That's something that I had to share with you guys just for a brief second. This is my first video vlog. I'm going to start vlogging about trauma, overcoming pain and depression, anxiety, worry, fear, laying down pain, laying down trauma, understanding the victimized mindset, and how to free yourself from it all. Okay? As you can tell, my backdrop is my bedroom right now, but that will not always be the case. I ask that you guys bear with me and stay patient with me because I'm in the developmental phases of getting this video vlog off the ground, finding good material to talk to you guys about, and making sure that the material that you guys are accessing is worth being accessed, right? Okay, so we talked about how cruel some people could be. That really just kind of broke my heart. I was just like, oh, poor thing. And the card was very nice. It's a little card and he wrote on it. You know, I thought it was really sweet. And he doesn't know me, I don't know him. And he had a stack full of these cards. Okay, so what I want to talk to you guys about today is what I've been witnessing these last couple months actually regarding trauma. Okay, I found out about three years ago that I am a traumatized and emotional person. At first, I was going to all these doctors and these therapists and taking all these medications, and people were telling me that I was bipolar or I was schizophrenic or I was depressed and da 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 da. The truth of the matter is, a lot of my depression was coming from the fact that I didn't understand that I was a trauma victim. Okay? At a very early age, I had a psychological breaking that was caused by physical abuse. And what that led to in my psyche was me not feeling okay enough to voice my pain. I was always told after I was abused, shut up before I give you something to cry for. By, excuse me, by hearing this and adapting to this mindset, I was put under the impression that my pain cannot be expressed. It can only be held inwardly. And that is a messed up psychological state for a child to be in. Now, most parents don't understand by whipping, beating, or disciplining a child with physical violence what this will cause. This will cause abnormal psychological behaviors in their adulthood. Now, see, you don't understand by whipping them or beating them as a 6 or 7-year-old child that when they're 17, 18, 27, 29, they will still have the same psychological patterns to help them adapt to what you did. And some of these same behaviors that they adapted to as children will be deeply rooted in them as adults. And that psyche is no longer going to help them because they're no longer children. They're adults. So what you have is you have a lot of adult people that have childlike minds. And that's because of what I just explained to you just then. Trauma turns into PTSD very quickly. It resembles PTSD. It mirrors PTSD. So if you're diagnosed with PTSD, the chances are you have witnessed some type of psychological trauma. The way I've been dealing with the trauma lately, it may sound cliche, chanting in prayer. I catch myself, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things that I can. I find myself chanting that to replace the negative patterns of thoughts in my mind. And that's okay, because repetition is a good way to get your mind to change its mind in its direction. So when you feel the negative thoughts come in, put a positive thought in its place and chant it, repeat it, mantra it. And what it's doing is like, let's say you wrote on the chalkboard when the teacher left the class. And the teacher deliberately told you not to do it. And you did it anyway. The teacher gets back, sees the writing on the chalkboard. What do you have to do? You have to write sentences. I will not write on the chalkboard. 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 And what happens because of that repetition? Your mind starts to understand through subconscious understanding that you will not write on the chalkboard. Subconscious understanding produces conscious thoughts. Understand that. So when it comes to dealing with trauma, you have to allow yourself time. And you also have to make other people that are dealing with you aware that you're dealing with this trauma. Because trauma does mirror and emulate bipolar depression, schizophrenia. Trust me, I know. Because all of these were given to me as diagnosis. And then once I finally went deep enough to understand where the trauma was, where it was coming from, that's when I was like, this isn't depression. I get depressed because of what my mind tries to believe when I try to believe outside of my trauma. Let me repeat that. The depression comes from me knowing that these things happened to me and telling myself, hey, I'm no longer there. These people are no longer here. We're in our present. My mind does not completely believe that because of trauma. And that is okay. Understand that that is okay. Your emotions are simply just energy in motion. And when your emotions are betrayed because someone has harmed you, somebody has abused you, someone has abandoned you, when they're betrayed, what happens is you learn to build walls. You learn to build up walls to protect yourself, your mind, your heart from the next span of pain. Understand that's what's happening. So first of all, let me back up. What you want to do is you want to find the biggest source of your trauma and confront it. I know this seems counterproductive or counterintuitive. It's like running at the bully with a gun instead of running away from him. Run straight at him and point. What you have to do is you have to confront the biggest source of your trauma. And what you're doing is you're acknowledging, first you have to accept it, but you're acknowledging that this thing did happen. It's no more denial. No, that didn't happen to me. No, that person didn't do that. No. It happened, honey. It happened. He hurt you. She hurt you. They did this. They did that. It happened. And it is O-effing-K to put it down. Trust me. So first you have to accept it. And next you have to confront. Once you confront it, what happens is you start to forgive yourself. You start to forgive yourself. And I was like, how do you forgive yourself for something someone else did to you? Why should you even have to? The truth is, it makes a difference because you are your own biggest critic. No one can ever tear you down like you can tear you down. Trust me, honey. I know. I beat myself up day after day after day, month and year after year over what someone else did to me. The moment I accepted and confronted what was done to me, I began to forgive myself. I was like, wait a minute. So that's how I reclaim my power. That's how I take away the power that I feel they have over me all these years. So I said, while they're sleeping, they're eating, they're fucking and going to work and laughing and having their life, I'm over here depressed. I'm over here anxious. I'm over here, I cannot have successful relationships because of what they did. Accept it and confront them mother people. Confront them. Let them know they hurt you. Let them know that you remember. Let them know that you accept what happened, but you do not agree with it. There's a big difference. Accepting is not agreeing with it. Just because you accept it, that does not mean you agree with it. Okay? So get that out y'all head. Even if you never get the sorry you think you're going to get from your abuser, sorry. Understand that you'll have to tell yourself you're sorry every day. Or be okay with the sorry you're never going to get. I said what I said. So, this is overcoming trauma. This is overcoming pain. This is overcoming depression and healing in a successful manner. This is my first video vlog. Let me know. Comment down below if you liked. If you didn't like, hey, that's fine. I'm open to criticism. Sorry. I'm speaking a little too fast because I'm nervous. But if you did like it, subscribe. If you don't like it, don't subscribe. I don't care. Whatever, you guys. This is God's Art Project. Add me on Instagram at Godzart, GODZART_project. That's all I have for today, you guys. See you next time.